Welcome to Course 2, Lesson 31. In this lesson, we're going to read and write decimal numbers. We're going to name parts of a whole using decimal fractions. We're going to write a fraction or a decimal as a fraction. And we're going to identify the place values to the right of a decimal point. And we're going to read and write a decimal number. Hopefully this will be a review, but I have found that many students struggle with this, and hopefully you will watch this over and over again until you understand it. Our vocabulary is simply a decimal number. What is a decimal number? Decimal fractions is called a decimal number, or just a decimal. It's got a point involved in it. 0.3 is a decimal. You'll see this as we go through it. Okay, so write this as a fraction and as a decimal. So the shaded versus the unshaded. We see here that we have 10 total boxes, 3 of which are shaded, so we put that over 10. The way we write that as a decimal is 0.3. These are both said 3/10, as the way you say both of these. Hopefully that's review and you all see that. This is the one that gets a little bit tricky for people, is the 0.3. Is it 0.3? Is it 0.03? And we'll go through that so you know what that is. Okay, so just see if you can, for this whole video, see if you can get the answers faster than I can show you in the video. Write 7/10 as a fraction and as a decimal. So 7/10 as a fraction. So I've got 7. Remember the previous video, or the previous slide was 3/10, so 7/10. That's our fraction. Our decimal is going to be 0.7. Those are both pronounced 7/10. Name the shaded part of this square as a fraction and as a decimal. Okay, I'm going to look. I'm going to see that I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's square, so I know I've got 100. So I know it's going to be over 100. I know that. Then I've got one row of 10, another row of 10, so that's 20. 1, 2, 3, so 23 over 100. And then I'm just going to take and put my decimal point right in the front of that, 2, 3, and it's 0.23 100ths, 23.23. In our number system, the place of digits has a value called a place value. We know that, and we have to get them in the right slot. We have the hundreds, the tenths, the thousandths. In this case here, it's hundredths. Here it is. This is the breakdown of it. Anything to the left of our decimal point, this way here, is our normal ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. Anything to the right is has the THS at the end, tenths, hundredths, thousandths. And they're written as fractions, as you can see right here. So in the number 12 and 3, 4, 5, 7, 9, which digit is in the thousandth place? Well, we find your decimal right there. We find that, so we match up right there. We can go put the 3 here, the 4 there, the 5 there, and it's in the thousandth place. So the 5 is in the thousandth place. Name the place occupied by the 7 in 4.63471. So I'm going to find my decimal point right there. I'm going to go 6 tenths, then the 300ths, 4 thousandths, 7. So 10 thousandths. 10 thousandths is occupied by the number 7. Read this decimal number. How do you read that? How would you say that? You say that as 123 and 123 thousandths. So 123 and 123 thousandths. Use digits to write these decimal numbers. 75 thousandths. How would you write that? And in the other box, write 111 hundredths. So 75 thousandths. I know if I got my decimal point, I've got my tenths, my hundredths, my thousandths. So if I've got to end, and if my 5's got to be right here, and that's where my 7's got to be, and so I'm going to go 0.075 thousandths. So this is 75 thousandths. B, it starts out with 100. Well, I know what 100 looks like. There's 100. And is my decimal point. 11 hundredths. So I've got my tens and my hundredths. 11 hundredths. So that's how I'd write that. Hopefully you're able to do that faster than I was able to show you how to do it. If you were, way to go. Here's a little more practice. You've got a square and a regular hexagon, meaning all the sides are equal. They share this one common side right here. The perimeter of the square, all the way around the square, is 24 inches. So how would you find out how far it is around this hexagon, knowing the information they gave you about the square? Well, what you can do is, a square has 4 sides. So you know that if the perimeter of this square is 24 inches, that each side is going to be 6. Because 6 times 4 is 24. And if we know that this line right here is 6, then how long is that one? Well, that's 6, 2, and that would be 6, and that would be 6, and that would be 6, and that would be 6. Or we could know that a hexagon has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides, and 6 times 6 means that our perimeter around that hexagon is going to be 36. Hopefully that's how you would have figured that out also. You may have had a different way, but that's how I would do it. Here are your practice numbers, your tickets in the door. Work them, send me the answers. We'll see you tomorrow. Bring your questions. Thanks for watching the video.